Our next guest created a bot, kind of like a little automated servant that automatically plays Diablo 2 and advances your character. If that wasn't enough, you can play a game of Tetris without ever leaving the Diablo 2 game. If you're bored while your bot's playing Diablo 2 for you, hold on, I need help here, Mike. Mike.
Oh, Patrick, the idea of the Diablo bot is in the game there's monsters that drop magic items, and magic items have value that even goes beyond the game.
It's running in the background.
Into the real world. It's running right now in the background. And what it's going to do is just go and find one of the big boss monsters in the game and kill that monster repeatedly in a succession of games. It can run about 40 to 60 times per hour, pick up the good stuff, start over.
So kill a boss monster, it drops magic stuff, your bot picks it up, your character gets stronger.
Exactly, and you get richer in the game trading environment. You can trade the magic items with other players for fun and prizes.
I'm going to read a line. We talked to Blizzard before, because you talked to us. We said, this is the edit. We're going to put a full version of this quote from Blizzard online, but Blizzard basically said, look, bots and other software designed to automate gameplay detract from the spirit of fair play on Battle.net. Is this kind of like cheating? I mean, what's going on here?
Well, it is very much like cheating in
or should we say
a couple of ways.
You're not playing. Something else is playing. You're not spending the 42 hours a day.
That's right. And my girlfriend's very happy about that now, as a matter of fact. But what my software does is basically anything that it's the same routine that a skilled player would do over and over again, tirelessly for those 42 hours a day. There's an entirely different class of hacks for Diablo 2 and other games, which are cheats, which are geared towards defeating the security of the system or getting a gain that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get.
Okay. So it's a little white hack.
Morally, I'm okay with it.
Morally, you're okay with it. Folks, we'll let you decide. But what, is it called MephBot?
MephBot. For Mephisto is the monster that we kill.
How do you create a bot for Diablo 2?
27,000 lines of C++ code.
So a little spare time.
A little spare time and a lot of prior work from other people who've done research into the game.
D2 Hackett framework, is that what it's called?
D2 Hackett is the overall framework that MephBot plugs into, and that a number of other hack modules plug into. It exposes some internal variables from the game, monster positions, player data, things like that, and allows you to exercise control over the game.
So what are you running? Is your application MephBot? Is that like a plug-in or something you would sort of add to the side? Or?
It's more or less a plug-in, but what my package does is it's designed to be run more or less overnight, unattended. So you can start the thing up and walk away from the computer. It'll start the game. It'll log in your character, go and kill the monster, pick up the magic items, and repeat. And if there's any errors, it kills Diablo and restarts and tries to pick up where it left off.
So are a lot of people doing bots like this? Or?
By the number of emails that come into my mailbox every day asking for tech support on the thing, yeah, there's quite a number of people doing it. There's probably over 10,000 people that have downloaded it already, and certainly there's hundreds that are using it on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. So what was the hardest problem to solve when you were working through this?
The toughest problem actually is being demonstrated on the screen right now is navigating through the dungeon maze. This was the bit that everybody said couldn't be done and was the central challenge. What I ended up having to do was apply a computer algorithm from the IP OSPF routing protocol to solving the maze.
This sounds like it's a strong tie into your day job, or are you just a genius light?
Do I have to answer that?
But you deal with network routing for
data communications and networking, yeah.
Okay, so what exactly did this do? Does it allow the algorithm allows you to figure out where the player would go, or where the
there's a set of rooms that make up this random maze. There's 14 of them, and they're in a more or less random layout. And the algorithm just goes through and it finds the shortest direct path to hop through those rooms to get to the staircase.
Really?
Yeah.
So I got to ask you, does this kind of take the fun out of it, Mike?
Oh, I don't know. I don't play this game anymore.
Which begs the question, are there any future plans for MephBot?
Well, MephBot, as it stands right now, I pretty much consider to be a finished work. There are some bugs with it, there's some problems with it, compatibility issues on other systems, but the amount of support that I get from the user community and my own motivation doesn't add up to me spending a lot of time on it. What I may do is take some lessons learned from another project called D2JSP and try to apply them to MephBot and make it a little bit smarter, a little bit tighter, and hopefully a little bit smaller than the 27,000 lines.
Are there anybody working outside? Obviously, I'm sure Blizzard isn't, they basically told us players, they're not real happy about a lot of this stuff. Are people working to secure Diablo 2 a little tighter or make it more difficult to use bots?
Absolutely, and Blizzard, actually just in the last couple of weeks, from what I've heard, has put in some artificial intelligence type features onto its network that are geared towards looking at what a character is doing in the game, and if the character is doing the same thing repeatedly game after game after game, shutting that user out for some period of time, 15 minutes to a couple hours.
Sort of slows down the progress of the bot.
Slows down the progress of the bot and certainly makes life annoying for those who use it.
So the Tetris thing, you got to show us Tetris.
The Tetris
in Diablo
thing
2.
Is just too silly.
Why did you decide
MephBot
to put Tetris on top of the bot?
Well, in the course of doing the bot and working on some other software to embed inside Diablo, I found that I could put text anywhere on the screen, pretty much wherever I wanted. And I realized then that it would be a pretty simple matter to take source code from Tetris that I could find on the internet for free and make it run in the Diablo screen.
So you basically just typed in the launch the...
I just entered the command to D2hack it to unload the MephBot module and load up the Tetris module. And Tetris is starting up here with its spiffy little splash screen.
So is it actually running as part of the game? Or?
It actually does. MephBot and Tetris are DLLs that get loaded by D2hack it into Diablo's process space, and every 10th of a second, the Diablo game is calling the Tetris DLL to update the screen, take user input, and so forth. So we just enter our level here.
And it's Tetris. And is your bot, what's your bot doing in the background? Is it doing its thing?
Well, it could be, but I turned the bot off right now, actually, because it makes a better demo. But you could conceivably run the bot in the background. As you can see, with the mouse, I can still play over here and shoot my spells and so forth. Of course,
play Tetris simultaneously.
Well, the Tetris game kind of suffers when you do that. But
well, how many things can you do simultaneously?
Yeah, it's enough. Right
a lot
here,
more than I can. I can tell you that much.
When you get tired of this, there's autopilot mode, which lets Tetris play for itself. So
it's sort of a...
You could have the bot running with Tetris running at the same time, and what are you going to do in the meantime? Now you've got all this free time.
Go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Mike for showing this. Is there anything, if people are frustrated about, are there any servers they can go to where there's less bot activity, or is there anything if people are annoyed or frustrated by this in Diablo 2?
Well, if you're really annoyed or frustrated with it, your best bet is to probably contact Blizzard Entertainment directly. If you wanted to learn more about bots and Diablo botting, the website blizzhackers.com is probably the #1 location.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Blizzard asks you to please refrain out of consideration for other players. With that said, for instructions to get Mike's Diablo 2 bot running on your Diablo game at home and see how it works, he's got all the information at thescreensavers.com.